see how this pans out by the morning. Well, I think we're going to settle with this. It's at the start of a track. I've just checked out down there, and it'll be pretty gnarly trying to get the van down there. Probably get stuck. I don't think this track's been cleared all winter, so I don't think we'll be blocking anyone from getting down there. This is why we built the van. This is where we wanted to take it. There's just so much snow coming down. All else fails, we just take the digger. I think that's the type of vehicle that people use around here.
I think we may have had a little bit of snow last night.
Well, there you go then, that's how much we've had. We didn't expect all this snow last night. There's a lot of snow. And we're quite far away from the actual road, and there's no one coming to plough this one. So we are there, and the road is all the way up there. Well, this is the most snow we've ever had on the van. There's a ton of it on the roof, but I think the priority is to try and get out of this track because we might not. So there's no point getting the snow off if we don't get out. So let's jump in and try and get out. Easy peasy, let's go. So we're out. It didn't seem too hard, to be fair. I think we were lucky. I mean, we were so far from the road and it was super deep. I mean, there was a good layer of snow when we arrived. Like I say, probably wouldn't have stayed there had I known how much snow was going to fall. But we're off. We need to clear the roof because there's still a ton up there. There's a lot up here. Well, I can't see the road. So the road conditions are rather hectic right now because of the amount of snow that's come down and the gale force winds. There's actually a couple of weather warnings today. One is literally blowing snow, no surprise. I mean, the road's just getting covered. We have to stop every now and again because you just can't see where we're going. And then the other one, which I've not heard of before, is something called a polar low, which is meant to be a low pressure system you get in these Arctic conditions, and it could be hurricane winds coming. So it'd be good to get away from the coastal roads and the big drops, so let's try and make it out of here safely. Just pulled off the main road. That's us now, left Lofoten Islands. It's been a great week being here, or being there, but we're now on to the next adventure, which is heading back inland, and we'll tell you about our plans later on. But the road conditions today are just crazy. Like a complete whiteout, can't see the road, there's wind blowing stuff everywhere, and it doesn't help when there's cars coming in the other direction, because there's so much snow on the sides of the roads, you struggle to use the full width of the road, so it's just not enjoyable, but great fun at the same time, if you get my drift. Excuse the pun. The problem is the snow starts to freeze on the wipers, and then it just smears it, and you just, when we can't see much anyway, having the wipers not working is not ideal. So this is feeling exactly what I would imagine of Arctic conditions. It's wild and brutal out there today. It's 4 o'clock and it feels like it's getting dark already, but I think it's just how thick the clouds are. The roads are becoming very slippy. We went past a vehicle earlier, a car that had actually come off the road. It was almost on its side, completely buried in the snow, and you could see just further ahead where it had been braking and just slid, snaked, and then just ended up in the ditch. That will definitely need recovering, but what I'm tending to do, and what I've done the entire time since we've been here, is it's kind of the same concept of when you ride a motorbike, is I try and do all my slowing down and braking in a straight section before the bend. I think if you try and brake or slow down on the bend, that's when you're going to run into trouble. So that's really helped me anyway, and touch wood, we've been okay. So as you can hear, the road is awful. Where the snow starts to get compact and then wear away, you end up with this loads of divots, and it's just unenjoyable to drive on. I'm thinking whether I should pull over and just drop the tyre pressure down a bit, because the whole van is just vibrating. Well, Womble's been on some new supplements. Tracy will tell you the details of what they are, but he has definitely got a new spring in his step. He's got this complete new attitude, like he just goes bonkers. Womble, you got an attitude? Yeah. So the plan is we're heading back to the same spot we were at previously, which is on the road between Norway and Sweden. It's high in elevation, so it should be a really cool spot again, just to enjoy the snowstorm that's forecast. We were thinking of staying in Lofoten a bit longer and going skiing, but with the snow that's here, it just wouldn't be enjoyable. You know, the conditions aren't great when you can't see that far in front of yourselves. We are considering whether to go somewhere else tomorrow, where we can do a bit of ski walking with the dogs. Nothing extreme, not up a mountain or anything, just to stretch their legs. Someone's blinding me, thanks very much. But yeah, so we're about an hour away, and I can see stars, so I'll see you there. Sure where the road is now. Jesus. Well, what a day, and not even a margarita in sight. So a long day driving, and we've made it back to the spot on the border of Sweden, which we're really happy to be at. It was chaos earlier. The road was, you could barely see it. We parked up, and just over there through the window was just traffic just stopped with their hazards on because they weren't sure what to do. All the ploughs going past. So yeah, we're happy to be here at the time we did because it got pretty mental after. Where there's a bit of condensation, it must be pretty cold now out there because it starts to freeze. It's either that or just the wind chill's super cold. So we're looking like we're going to have a pretty spectacular meal here in the van.
Oh, I'll take that.
So what's on the menu?
Gochujang, I think it is. So it's like Thai, sorry, not Thai, it's like a Korean chili paste. So we're doing that with chicken thighs. We do that with a bit of rice, and we really enjoy it with the fresh veggies. And then you do like a bit of an extra spicy sauce. And this has been one of our favourites, isn't it, for quite a while?
Oh yeah, if we're not eating baked beans, this is what we'll have.
I know, I need to prove I can do a little bit more than just baked beans on toast around here. And the best thing about it is you don't need, you've got your vegetable garbage disposals that just live down here.
And we had to do some modifications to our air fryer. This doesn't live on it anymore, just so that it actually fits in a cupboard.
Bon appetit. And this is the best bit, which we love, which doesn't make it look quite as pretty, but it's just a spicy sauce and it is scrummy.
So we've had an extreme amount of snow come down. Hopefully you can hear me through the wind. But the ploughs have just given up ploughing it now. And actually they've closed the road, and there's like every 2 hours they do like a plough convoy. So the only way to travel this road now is in convoy with a plough. So we're kind of in a way stuck, but we'll live with that. There's literally one other car. They must be at a cabin somewhere because it's buried, and this is just hilarious. The dogs love it. I think they're questioning why they're out here again, but I just needed to come out quickly because, believe it or not, this is a lull before yet another big dump. There was so much coming down last night and today. Driving up here, I think I said yesterday, was just so dangerous. You couldn't see a thing. We had to literally just come to a standstill for short periods of time just to wait for the worst to go. And now there's another massive wave just about to hit us, so I'm going to get back in the van. But this is crazy. So when we've been here before, they've actually cleared this car park, and it was relatively clear when we turned up, but now it's completely gone. It's gone. I think it's time to get back in the van. So we've just been minding our own business, having dinner, and the very infrequent convoys that are going past, and then all we saw was just this light appear in the car park opposite, and we suspect that it's the people that were staying in cabins off into the back country somewhere, and they were just shoveling away frantically to get their car out, and they've just disappeared. So now it's just us. Well, hopefully that gives you some context. I haven't got the longest legs, but that's past my knee, and that's the entire way around the car park. We are stuck. So I've just walked to the road, and there's this snow island in the middle of it. This is why they're doing convoys, because you just would not get through it without it. The entrance to the car park has disappeared. Be grateful for the plough, I think, to clear that now. Well, let's see how this pans out by the morning. He keeps thinking those little balls are balls that you play with. He keeps eyeing them up to chase. So I'll come to the back of the van where you can actually hear me. We are officially snowed in now. The plough did come, I think, at some point last night, but they just cleared a route through the car park, which in actual fact made things worse for us because it then adds to the mound next to us. So that's the issue we've got now, is we're like on our own little island and we're surrounded by this absolute huge mound of snow. I'm interested to get the tape measure out and see how much it actually is, because it's super deep. We're not driving out of this one, so the shovel, which you can just about see, is going to have to come out. I've got my skier tyre on, because every time we walk through that mound, our trousers are just getting saturated. So there's even more snow forecast tomorrow, like stupid amounts, like even way more than what we've had so far. So if we can't get out now, we're not going to get out then. So we need to dig out, get through this mound, and then wait for the convoy to come. A big snow machine just went through, but that was just clearing the road. So obviously that's the priority for them. You know, we're not expecting them to dig us out. That's why we're doing it ourselves. But I was meant to be editing a video today, not digging us out. That was a bit easier. Get this step in. I need the plastic scrape. Well, the snowplow came, save our day, but I still feel like I've got just as much to dig now, because he's kind of pushed it all around the front and buried the side. At one point I thought he was going to run me over and the snow was going to come in the door. I had to shut it so quickly. Better get digging. Buried. Well, that was a bit of excitement for the morning. I wasn't expecting them to come and dig us out, because like I say, the last few days they've just come and barely scraped a path through the main bit of the car park. But we're out. Bit hectic how close he got with his plough, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. We could do with some groceries and water anyway. We're desperate in need for laundry, so we're just trying to figure that out. But let's just get off this mountain first. So we've never experienced anything like this before. Just the sheer amount of snow that's fallen over the last 2 or 3 days. I mean, I know there was a lot of snow up here already, but when we came here before, it was nothing like this. Just going past some of the houses, the roofs have just disappeared. So I don't imagine people can get to some of these houses right now, but it's just a different world up here. So this is what the end and the start of a convoy looks like. We're waiting for the ploughs to come and collect them and take them through. So if you haven't already guessed, we're back where we started. We were going to go somewhere else, but the weather's completely changed and it's actually just going to be drizzle and mild temperatures, so pretty boring. And then this road opened back up, so we thought, why not? I've had enough. Well, the weather the last few days has been a wild ride, but it just about sounds like it's calming down out there. I hope you've enjoyed this Arctic series as much as we have, because next we're going to be heading south.
As Fraser said, the weather really has been crazy the last few days. What a way to see out our Arctic season with the biggest storm that we have seen yet. So kudos to Fraser, because everything that he's done on this fan has kept us warm, dry and perfectly cosy in our cabin on wheels. So please subscribe, because we're going on to our next adventure. We are heading south because we are ready to hit the mountains, hit the beaches and see what the sunshine has to bring.
Cannot wait. See you in a bit.